Welcome everyone to a brand new YouTube channel. This is the Justice Spectrum. I wasn't sure what video I was going to do for my first video on the channel, and then I saw this one. So it is the most egregious, violent, sickening display from a police officer I've ever seen. These type of police officers, this guy here, are cowards. I'm going to show the video, I'm not going to interrupt. Just have a look.
Don't need my number. Alright, name and place, mate. Come on, name and place, mate. Come on. Pussy. Oh, my pussy, you, mate. If you ever want to go, mate, let me know, yeah? Hey, get up from you, please.
So first of all, without going too much into it, that officer just pushed a young lad off a bench and he landed on potentially his head. This could potentially kill someone. Just let that sink in for a second. Okay? This could potentially kill someone. Goes over to that guy on the bench and doesn't just square up to him, maybe give him a light tap on in the chest, like, you know, puff his chest out a little bit. He violently and viciously pushed this young lad, off a bench. He then threatens him with a public order offence because maybe the young lad gets a little bit upset because you violently pushed him off a bench. You horrible, violent individual. You deserve nothing but a prison. And the worst thing about it is that his colleague stood there and watched and then told his friends to back off. And then after he did that, he's still ousting the young lad in a fight. Just so you know, officer, that young lad would fucking kick your ass in a boxing match. He would destroy you without even blinking. Because you did that for one very simple reason. One, you've got your uniform on. Or better still, your gang uniform on. And you knew for 100% fact that this young lad could not react to what you did. Out of your uniform, you would never have done that. Never would you have done that. Now, were the young lads being a bit rowdy? Yeah. They're young lads. Probably a little bit too big for their boots, some of them. Maybe getting a little bit too mighty and high and mighty, maybe. But that does not give you the justification to go up to one of them and violently push him off a bench, because you wouldn't have the balls to do that out of your uniform. This officer needs identifying immediately, straight away, now. This officer needs to be arrested. This officer needs to be sued, and not the police personally sued. If the CPS do not take this case on for this young man, and you guys can do this, the young man needs to get some legal help. Maybe do a GoFundMe account. Get some funds together and bring this violent thug to a private prosecution and charge him with assault. Because you had no regard for this guy's safety, you had no regard for his welfare, of how hurt he could be. You had no regard for your standards that you have to uphold of using appropriate use of force. And make no mistake, in your eyes, that is fine. I've said this on quite a few videos before. I want you guys to think about this. Only in the police can you do something like this and walk away like that copper did. At the end, he walks away. No repercussions, no arrest, no nothing. If that had been a young lad that had done that to the copper, he would have been on the floor within seconds, placed in handcuffs and charged with assault on a police officer. Now, these are happening far too much for my liking. These happen a lot more than what they should. So, maybe this needs to be something that people protest against. Maybe there needs to be a petition given to government where we are given the right to defend ourselves against violent, aggressive, nasty individuals who wear a police uniform. I saw a couple of videos earlier, and what really makes me angry is this guy probably has what I'm going to talk about on his chest. And that's the thin blue line gang flag. Yes, it's a gang flag. The Met have banned it. It is banned. And these two officers, more than likely, are wearing that flag. And because they wear that flag, they can get away with anything they want. I said a second ago that no one else can get away with something like this. If you were a fire person, a fireman or a firewoman in the fire service, and you did this, you'd be arrested and fired. If you were a doctor and you did this, you'd be arrested and fired. If you were anyone else in any other job, you'd be arrested and fired. Even an army person, if they did this, would be arrested by the military police and kicked out. It's called a dishonourable discharge. And you would catch charges too. But only in the role of being a police officer can you do something like that and get away with it. No other profession can do this. No other profession can get away with this. Only when you're an officer. Only when you wear that uniform. Only when you know that uniform protects you when you do something like this. And he knew. He fucking knew what he did. That's what he was intending. Public order officer, really? What about you calling them pussies? Oh, but it doesn't apply to you, does it? The law doesn't apply to you. Actually, I think you find it does. So, let's run down a few of the laws you just broke. Assault and battery. Very likely, GBH or ABH, depending on how severe it is. Section 26 of the Criminal Courts and Justice Act 2015. Improper use of your police powers. Because you abuse Section 5. And a Section 5 yourself. Now, if my maths is right, I just counted 6 offences. 6 offences. Oh, and your female gang member accomplice, she also committed Section 26 because you abused your policing powers and privileges. Your privilege is to arrest people who do stuff like that. And you stood there and watched this man take the most horrible landing. You hear him hit the floor. You hear the head hit the floor. Or whatever hits the floor, hits the floor. And worse of that, he's got no top on. You could have easily broken his neck. But you're an officer, right? You're an officer. You're a police officer. You're a gang member. Is this some kind of initiation? Is it? Is it you get your thin blue line gang flag if you go and assault someone And all your fellow other officers go, oh, look, he's... I know you've been wanting this for a while. Well, you can't get it until you go and do something really egregious and walk away and get away with it. Take out that officer there. She'll back you up. You know what? We are wising up to you guys now. We're wising up to when you guys do this. We're wising up when you guys violate the law. We're wising up from what I read on a video earlier. There was quite a massive row heard by someone, with one of the high ends of the police being very, very, very sick and tired for all the civil cases coming to his desk. And that he has sent 2 memos to every police officer explaining to people to leave photographers alone. This man needs to be ID'd immediately. And I'm going to try and get this uploaded as soon as I physically can to the channel. This is the first video. I was going to show off a load of other very, very good photographers and people who go around filming things, all sorts of different things. Focus Pocus. There was another guy I asked before Christmas, but yeah, Focus Pocus will be the first one that comes after this, most likely. I love watching his stuff. I've watched all his stuff. Yeah, he is amazing. But this officer, if you know him, you need to do something about this quick. Identify him, find out where he works, and then get this guy arrested. And to the young man, if you find my video, if you are put off by making a complaint about this type of behaviour, don't be. I implore you, I urge you, bring those charges. Go and make a criminal complaint at another police station, show them this video, and show them what he did. And you insist on bringing those charges. And if they give you some BS story about why, do this. Take your bloody solicitor with you. And see if they still say no to you then. Don't go on your own, go with your solicitor. Make sure your solicitor writes it down or film it on your phone or something. Ask an officer to come out to your house. Say you were a victim of a vicious, violent assault. Hell, some genius make wanted posters for this dude. Get his face, get him on a wanted poster, and say he's wanted for this. And to the officer who did it, you should be ashamed of yourself, public servant. We don't pay you to do this. We don't pay you to do this type of shit and think you can get away with it. But you've probably done it before. I'm pretty sure you probably have. And if you don't get pulled up on it now, you probably will feel inclined and perfectly in your rights to do it again. Guys, please identify this guy and get him off the street. He's a danger. This guy is going to kill someone eventually. If he can do that, and the guy, I hope to Christ, is okay. If this guy can do that and walk away, think about what else he's done. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching the first video on the justice spectrum. I'll see you in the next one. Not quite sure how often I'm going to upload to the channel. Maybe three times a week. Maybe twice a week. Maybe even twice a fortnight. You know, I don't know. Or even, you know, yeah. So once a fortnight. You know, well, I haven't got a thing in my mind yet. See you soon, guys. Take care. And remember, always film these guys, because they never know when they've got a camera on them. And thank God this guy was recorded, because no one would have believed it. Oh, one more thing to the guy who got assaulted. Make sure you get his body camera. Ask for his body camera. And if he asks you out for a fight, maybe he'll be up for a charity fight. Not suggesting you should even attempt to do that. But it makes me wonder if he would actually agree to a charity fight. See you soon.